check it. Listen up, we're making noise. Strictly Sports Podcast, bringing all the toys. Be wise, Malls, and Trigger. We the three wise men. Drop the knowledge, breaking records. It's our mission, man. From the field to the court, we cover it all. No topic too big, no team too small. We analyze, we debate, we bring that heat. Strictly Sports crew taking over the beat.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Strictly Sports. I'm B Wise.
I'm a mutt.
And I'm mad.
We are here with another episode of Strictly Sports. How we doing today, fellas?
I'm doing good. I don't know how these parents doing, cause school's out, buddy. Parents, tag, you're it.
Doing incredible. How you doing, B Wise?
I'm good. We doing all right. Us parents, we doing good. We just need to up our food budget.
Shout out, Lady Ray.
What's up, Lady Ray?
Number one fan.
Yeah.
Number one fan. All right, let's get into it. Miles, you got a message for the people?
Yeah, I do. So I got 3 today. So the first one is about friends. How blessed am I to have good friends? So July 25th, I am moving into another apartment. And I got, Trigger and B Wise and hopefully Wop Daddy are helping me move in with the heavy furniture. So it's just, I just want to show my token of gratitude for these brothers. Especially Trigger. Yeah, I'm gonna need the muscle. You can probably lift all this stuff by yourself, but it's
No.
I just appreciate y'all fellas, man. So after we get done, we going out to lunch, and it's gonna be on me. All right, appreciate y'all. And Lady Ray, you ain't doing nothing. You can help clean the apartment. Need all the help we can get.
Lady Ray logs off immediately.
Yeah, so that was it. But my second one. We need to stop putting our business on the internet, man. I was gonna talk about Papoose and Remy Ma. I don't know why they feel the need to put all their business out on the internet. There's no reason for us to know who Remy Ma sleeping with and what she did with Papoose did. Like, keep that stuff off the internet. At the end of the day, y'all got kids. They got to go to school. They hear all this. And then B. Wise brought up a good point. Stephon Diggs, what are you doing? What are you doing? You giving allegedly pink powdery substance to women, and you filmed on camera, bro. Like, are you trying to get cut? What are we doing?
You trying to get cut twice by the Patriots and by Cardi B.
Right. Like, what are we doing? And Cardi B, she on live putting her business out about Offset. Like, if you supposed to be with this new man, why are you still tripping over Offset?
That's what I don't get.
Yeah, like, if Stephon Diggs is supposed to be, your new boo, why are you still worried about Offset? So Stephon Diggs, that's a red flag, bro. Well, he's doing his own thing anyway. And then I forgot what my last message was. What was my last message? Let me go back.
I got you. Hold on. It was Black people, be aware of your surroundings.
Oh, yeah. Black people, be aware of your surroundings. I don't know if y'all seen the video of the dude in Indiana getting jumped in a bar because allegedly I heard 2 stories. Allegedly he groped one of the biker's girlfriends, and then another story he didn't pay for his tag. My thing is, what is you doing in a bar like that? Like, you don't walk in and see where you at. I would have walked in and walked out. I would have walked in and ran out. Like, and then on top of that, if you don't pay your tab, so they looking for something. They looking for a reason to put hands on you.
Yep.
Stop being in places where you don't need to be. Because I guarantee you, if there was a white person going to a bar and they seen dudes that look like me, they would have went the other way. So, also, this is going to be a short show. I'm at the lady house tonight. First, She didn't have them on, but then when I logged in, she put on the red biker shorts, y'all. So it's gonna be a short night.
Is that like a sign or something when she does that, or is that just something that you do?
No,
Like
now BY saw it.
she does it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So she put those shorts on. That mean, hey,
About that
you ain't got long.
There it
You
is,
got
Trigger.
you got something you got to tend to.
There it is, Trigger.
Man, dang man.
I don't even want to know, Trigger. If it's about the Yankees, I don't want to know.
Yeah, I mean
Oh,
nothing bad. Aaron Judge out here striking out.
No.
oh, that ain't nothing. That happens.
Good grief.
All right,
I can't say too much. Otani ain't had a good night either. So
I got you.
Trigger. Appreciate you, brother Miles.
Mm-hmm.
she
For
liked
the
to wear him,
message.
Lady Ray, but she liked to wear him when she wants something. I know how some women just like that. When they wear certain things or do certain things, they don't like to say, hey, you know, give me what I want. They like to insinuate, like
Mm-hmm.
to give clues and hints as to what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Britt's way of doing it. Shout out to Britt. You a real one. I'm a fan. I'm a fan, Britt. All women need to follow your lead.
That's what we need to do next episode. What do we like to see our women
Yes.
In?
Yes. We can bring Britt on the show. If she there. Get her log in or something like, hey, what is it like to do these types of things for your man? Do you feel like, this is a burden? Do you feel like you actually enjoy it? Like I have so many questions.
Hey man, Trigger trying to start something,
in?
I ain't trying to start nothing. I just want to see how an average woman thinks.
Mm-hmm.
well, good thing we are all with above average women. So,
Well, yeah, I didn't mean it like that, but yeah,
oh,
I just speaking in general.
I know, Trigger. I'm messing with
Because
you.
most women are like a Brit. They do stuff like that for their man. Like Brit likes to wear them red shorts. Some women like to wear certain perfume. Um,
Mm-hmm.
some women will like cook you a certain meal, or they'll eat a certain thing that maybe they don't normally eat unless it's for something specific.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone has different things. So it's kind of interesting. I kind of want to.
Dive into it.
I'm trying to think if there's any experience I've had where I've been with any females that did stuff like that. I can't.
I am not a fan of moo I'm sorry. Moo give me Grandma May vibes.
Hey, come on over here. I'll milk them.
Trigger, you need to.
Come
This
on
is a
over here.
family show. This is a family show.
We do
Family
not
show. What?
condone. We do
What?
not
I'm
condone
sorry. What do what
infidelity.
what do babies suck on when they getting their meals?
Apple juice.
You show me a tip. They got apple juice in it, and I'll show you a bridge in Idaho. I can sell you.
Girl, what are
What?
you doing?
Uh-oh.
I should
Why
be
you
doing
got a robe on?
handstands.
Show
Oh,
might be over now.
oh.
Oh.
My back was being blown out. Oh, she getting ready, ready. There's something up under that robe for you, bro.
Yep.
Just letting you know. Actually, it's nothing at all up under that robe for you, bro.
Don't
Nah,
hurt
I'm
yourself,
laughing
bro.
at you. Laughing at you. You come over here with a robe on.
There's something up under that robe for you, boy, boy. She know what she doing. See, is what I'm talking about.
hmm
What I'm talking about.
All right.
I
Let's get
will,
into it.
sweetie.
Roll. Look at
All
that.
right,
See?
Trigger.
Yeah.
What it do?
Let's get into the
Trigger rant.
trigger rant.
Man, so sports, man. Sports are very, very funny
Mm-hmm.
in how you know, it's all dependent upon skill and ability and physical uh skill and ability and physical dominance, all those tangibles, right? But then there's the whole mental part of it. And like with every sport, basketball, football, baseball, you might have the ability and everything might be there, the tools might be there, but sometimes mentally, your opponents, the team that you play against, they just have your number. And it's more of a mind thing than it is a skill thing. And that's how I feel about the New York Yankees with the Los Angeles Dodgers. When they face off against each other, it's like the Yankees mentally, they just can't, for whatever reason, put it together. Like, yes, we're talented enough. Yes, we have the superstars. We're deep. We have good pitching. Like all the things that have won us as many games as they've won us this year. And yet, when we go up against the Dodgers, it's like it all just goes out the window for whatever reason. Like this recent series we had against them, Max Fried pitched in the first game on Friday night. He got absolutely owned. It was by far his worst outing of the season. Max Fried, in his previous 11 starts, did not give up more than 2 runs in any of those starts, and he gave up 6 on Friday. I think it's a tune of about 7 hits, 7 or 8 hits too. So, needless to say, the Yankees lost that game, even though they were up 5-1 and Fried had a lead, which was more surprising because Fried's been such a great pitcher. Usually, when a starting pitcher of that caliber gets a lead like that, usually things are a lot easier. The pressure's off of them. They can pitch freely a little bit, and then you become more dangerous when you don't have that mindset if you have to be perfect on every pitch because it's a tight game. But for whatever reason, the Dodgers did what the Dodgers do. And it gave me flashbacks and PTSD of the World Series last year when the Yankees were up 5-0 in Game 5 in the top of the fifth inning. And they blew that lead and ultimately blew the game and in the series. So, again, the Dodgers did the same thing. They picked up right where they left off on Friday. The Yankees got up 5-1. The Dodgers come back, take the lead, and end up beating us 8-5. The Yankees didn't score another run after the third inning. Saturday, we need to talk about it. Will Warren starts, and he got blitzed even worse than what Max Fried did. I think he gave up about 8 hits, and 10 runs were scored in the first 2 innings by the Dodgers. Now, obviously, went on to score 18 runs. The Yankees only scored 2, both on home runs by Aaron Judge.
I should have bet the
And
over in
then,
that game.
huh?
I had to bet up, and when me and Katie was out, that the Dodgers would score more than 7.5 runs, but I didn't want to do it because I was like, I'm gonna
Oh
be a
yeah,
Yankees fan.
you would have matched that in the second, midway through the second inning,
Yeah,
before the second inning ended.
yeah, I'm a little
You
upset about
had
that.
that one going. But yeah, but anywho, um, so the Dodgers, the Yankees had their best pitcher and a pretty decent pitcher, and now the pitcher they got out there today is probably, I'm not saying he's bad, but wasn't expecting to do what he's doing today right now, which is he's only held his Dodgers team to 1 run. Like Max Fried couldn't do that, Will Warren couldn't do that. These are two guys who've been pitching lights out, pretty much really over the last month. Um, so the fact that Yarbrough out of the 3 pitches, because he would have been the last one I would have picked to have this type of performance against the Dodgers. The fact that he's cruising right now in this game is beyond me. And this goes to show you how just baseball works. Um, but I'm not mad at Max Fried for his performance. I'm not mad at Will Warren for his performance because they were both due for a bad outing at some point. And this was the perfect team to have one against and a perfect reason for them to have one, because the Dodgers are a really good baseball team. And even though they're not fully healthy right now, they're missing some guys in the lineup. They're missing a lot of pitchers, both starters and bullpen. And yet, they're still playing like they're fully healthy, fully staffed, and they're fine-tuned machine and they're ready to go, and probably going to go back to the World Series again this year. Because I don't see anybody else in the National League when they're clicking and hitting on all cylinders, literally, that can stop them. But the Yankees, and if we make it back and we run up against them, um, they this mental thing, man, they got to find a way to get past it. They really do because again, they have the ability, they have the talent. This is a team that can make it to the World Series, even though we lost Juan Soto. We picked up a bunch of guys to replace him, essentially, and they have produced. All of them have produced this year. And, this team has been more dangerous offensively, one of the best teams in all of baseball. The Yankees are top five just about every major statistical offensive category as a team. Um, so I say so far so good. We just ran up against a juggernaut. The Yankees were due for a series loss at some point. They won their last 8 series wins. So again, another good team and a good reason for them to not come out of this weekend with the series win. But just one win against this Dodger team, I will be happy with. I just didn't want to get swept by. I just figured that Max Fried would be the pitcher to get the win, and we probably lose yesterday's game and lose today's game. But of course, that's not how it went. This game still isn't over yet because there's still a lot of baseball left to be played, and the Dodgers are down 5 runs. It seems like when they're down 5 runs, they're comfortable. As, they got us right where they want us when it comes to that. So um, that's why I see like these Dodgers, man, they get out in front of you and they stay out in front, and they're also very good at coming, back and winning games from being down multiple runs. So it was like so far they're doing okay. They they should make it out of here tonight with this win, with the way they've been playing and pitching, and hopefully there's still a lot of baseball left. These guys are going to get better because they're going to make some acquisitions at the deadline. I'm sure of it. And this team's going to be different if we do happen to run up against the Dodgers again in the postseason. We'll have at least another bat in the lineup and hopefully another starting pitcher to put the pressure on them and have a more complete pitching staff. But it's funny how sports work, man. Clearly the Yankees are good enough to beat this team, but in the series, there's a mental hurdle there. It's almost, I like to compare it to Devin Williams, and his transition to the Yankees in that closer role. Like, he has the ability to do it. He's shown that he can do it. He just hasn't done it yet. And for whatever reason, like many other players who've come played in the Bronx, they just can't perform, ultimately. And that's why they end up getting shipped out of there. Now, Devin Williams, hasn't left yet, or hasn't been benched yet, or, the offseason doesn't hit yet because he is a free agent after this season. But the way that he's been pitching in that closing role, it's been all mental. And I think for him, it happened when Pete Alonso hit that home run off of him in the playoffs last year. Ever since then, he's not been the same pitcher. It's like Pete Alonso broke him for whatever reason. And he's found it in the middle reliever role, coming in the 7th inning or the 8th inning as a setup man. He's been great in that role. But the other night against the Angels, he was put in the closer role, and the Yankees were up 3-0 in the bottom of the ninth, and we were on the road, and he gave up 2 runs just right away. We had shut him out. Carlos Rodon started that game, went 7 innings, and pitched a shutout. 105 pitches, didn't give up a single run. And Devin Williams comes in the ninth and gives up 2 runs right off the bat. Luckily, he got out of it. The Yankees won that game, and they swept the Angels. But everything that he had done up to that point, 11 straight games where he was in that middle reliever role, where he didn't give up a run, and then he comes back in that closing role, and he gives up 2 runs, and it's a lot of drama, and the Yankees close it out. Thankfully, 3 runs was enough. Yankees fans were on social media just, nope, nope, nope. Every good thing they had said about him for the last 11 games went right out the window with that performance. And just like that. And it's like, nope, Weaver's still the guy. Don't put him out of that role yet. Let Williams come in and do his thing as a setup man. Because, again, mentally, he's just not there yet. And hopefully he does. Again, a lot of baseball left. So we'll see. But I'm happy that the Yankees are, they're fighting this game at least, and they're not getting out of LA without a win.
I think
So,
you're right, Trigger. 2 things, is using a boxing analogy. Styles makes fights. I think the Dodgers, they are the better fighter when it comes to the Yankees. And like I said, it's a mental thing. It reminds me so much of the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers. If you look at that playoff series, the Pacers own the Knicks.
Mhm.
Um, I think the Pacers since the 1990s, the Pacers are 7-3 against the Knicks in playoff series, and they won the last three. So I mean, like you said, it's styles make fights, and then it's mind games.
Yep.
So
So speaking of the Indiana Pacers.
hold
Hold
on,
on,
Trey,
real,
got
real
one
quick,
more
real
thing.
quick.
Oh,
I
go
one
ahead,
more
Trick. Go ahead,
thing.
Trick. Go ahead, Trick.
So all the people out there that say the Yankees can't beat good teams after losing 2 games, the first 2 games of the series against the Dodgers, go fuck yourselves.
Oh Lord.
Because the Yankees have one of the best records in baseball against teams over 500. So I don't want to hear every time they got to pitch against a good team, or I don't want to hear every time they play against a good team they can't win. No, they've beaten several teams this season over 500 convincingly. The Yankees are one of the best teams in baseball for a reason. They lead top 5 in all major statistical offensive categories for a reason. They have one of the best starting pitching staffs by numbers for a reason. They're doing it against everybody, good teams and bad teams. Everyone act like because we swept the Angels, we swept the Texans, the Rangers, we won 2 out of 3 against the Rockies. Y'all didn't beat nobody, y'all didn't do nothing. But if we lose a series to those teams, then you're trash talkers. So it's like damn if you do, damn if you don't. But I need y'all to make up y'all minds because the Yankees are one of the best teams in baseball. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. At least right now. Right now, after the first 2 months of the season, they're one of the best teams in baseball. And they've beaten some really good teams. The Padres, the Mets, both of those teams were tops in the league, record-wise. The lineups that they had to face, about as good as the Dodgers. If they're not as good as the Dodgers, they about right here. Where the Dodgers are here, they're right here. It's close. The NL is stacked. And the Yankees have beaten most of these NL teams that are probably going to make the playoffs. 2 out of 3. They haven't swept anybody, but winning 2 out of 3 is saying something. So I don't want to hear the Yankees can't beat teams that have good pitching or they can't beat teams. Oh, man. They can't beat teams that got good pitching or they can't beat well-rounded teams. Yes, they can. They absolutely can.
After they just
And it
gave up a
amazes
home
me the
run.
way the Dodgers have played this series against the Yankees that they've even lost 22 games. Like, who beat y'all?
How many
Like,
games
this
do they?
Yankees team, y'all make this Yankees team look like, you know, made us like the Colorado Rockies.
Have they made the 60-game mark yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on. Not quite. They're like a few games away.
Okay. So they got about 35, 36 wins.
Yeah, they're at 35 and 22 right now, which is,
57. Okay.
I think it's the, because I think it's a couple teams that have 36 wins that are right above them. But if they win tonight, they should be at least top 4, top 3 in the league. And
You
yes,
talking
Lady Ray, the Yankees are a good team. Yes, I've watched every game they played this season. I've watched other teams play this season. I see what they're doing versus what we're doing. The Yankees are one of the best teams in baseball. Go look up all the offensive stats that you can find. I'll screenshot a picture of it and put it on there, or or something, so you can see for yourself. The numbers don't lie. This is not a fluke. They have been very consistent this year. So all them haters can shut up about Yankees can't beat good teams. Yes, they've beaten plenty of good teams this year.
Except the Boston Red Sox.
They ain't played the Red Sox yet.
And they ain't a good team.
And yeah, I'm about to say they slipped. They were second. Now they what, third in the AL East, third or fourth, something like that.
Let's not get disrespectful now, fellas.
But we do got a series coming. We got 2 series against the Red Sox this month. Next
Hey.
weekend, and then the week after that, the weekend after that. I think back-to-back weekends. Something. It's kind of weird how it's set up, but
And we're
they
gonna be
come to us. Y'all come to us first, and then we go to y'all the next week. I think it's
um,
2 3-game series. We only have one 4-game series this month, and that's against the Angels,
for the
and that'll
Yankees.
be in the Bronx.
So I'm a Yankees fan again.
Oh my gosh.
I told you,
Yeah, but
I'm
that's
a
all I
Yankee.
had to say about the Yankees, Dodgers, all that stuff, man. Just mental stuff, and all you haters kiss my ass about all The Yankees can't beat real teams. Like we played all bad teams in 50-something games. And miss me with that. I don't want to hear
Miss
it.
him with that.
The Mets had a better record than us going into that series. The Yankees won 2 out of 3, and Juan Soto went 1 for 10 against our pitcher. I don't want to hear it.
That's because he threw it for y'all because we felt bad. But speaking
Well, I
of,
don't think Juan Soto want to be a Met. Honestly, his body language said he didn't. That whole series against the Yankees.
he want to go back to the Bronx. But
He
speaking
probably
of,
he might want to come back in 5 years. We'll see when he can opt out of that contract. If he want to take that extra 5 million for the next was it 10 years
Wait,
extra if he
time,
resigns.
time out. Trigger, did you just pour that drink out the sky?
Yeah, you like that?
You ever seen them cartoons where they be pulling stuff from behind their back? That's what that remind me of.
There you go.
Trigger the magician.
all right.
Uh huh.
Speaking of body language and choke jobs, what do we think
Dang,
about
what we
the
talking about here?
finals?
You say what, B Wise?
What we think about the finals matchup?
I know a lot of people talk about that it's gonna be boring. Me personally, I love it. I think this is gonna be making for a great finals if everybody stays healthy. Um, I think it will go at least 6 games. Um, I don't know, man. I think this is Indy's year. I think Indy's gonna come home with it. Um, I love
Basketball
Oklahoma
country.
City. I love their defense. I'm glad they're bringing back defense to the NBA. I love what Sam Presti did. You know, he surrounded SGA with nothing but defenders, and SGA is a defender himself.
Yep.
You know, when they
Great
are
two-way
on
player.
it, yeah, when they are on it, they can't be beat. But that's the issue when they're on it. You don't know what you're gonna get from this Thunder team, and they did look good in the Western Conference Finals, but they seemed a little iffy in the semifinals, and maybe they got over the yups. But I think it's gonna be made for a good finals. Um, I would say Pacers a 7.
Pacers at
Um,
7. Okay.
yeah, but
Got them winning the chip on their home floor
oh yeah, I
in
I
OKC.
I'm not betting against Halliburton, man. You know what I've seen them do is something different. But I think we made for a good finals. But before we get to trigger, I saw something on Sports Center that made me want to ask y'all. Which
Mm.
OKC team do y'all think is better? This one or the one from 2012?
2012.
You think
On
so?
paper, on paper, 2012.
Okay.
Westbrook, Harden, KD, Ibaka in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was very fearful of that team when we lost the first game of that series to them. I was like, oh boy, and then and then not the Yankees, but the Heat won 4 in a row after that. So, but they were all young too. But this OKC team is young. But I think had that Thunder team stayed together, they would have won one. Like that year, they went up against Golden State, and I know James Harden was gone by then. But that year they went up against Golden State in the Western Conference Finals and literally blew it. If they had come back next year, retooled, I think they could have really. Um, KD's legacy would be a whole lot different, or more different than what it's known as now. I think, but
So
I
things
just
happen.
I don't know if Westbrook and Durant were made to play. I don't think their games complemented each other.
That's
Westbrook,
that's the crazy part about it though, because we knew that, and they were still, they still got to the finals.
yeah, I think Westbrook had that mindset where he wanted to be the guy, and his skills just wasn't it. He took way too many shots as the point guard, and I think he only shot like 41%. And KD's over here shooting. He's scoring 30 off of 13 shots. Um, Westbrook, and if you look at it, his mindset has never changed. I just couldn't see KD winning with Westbrook ever. But I
Yeah,
mean,
that's fair.
yeah, and there's a reason why Westbrook has yet won a championship.
Yeah, man, that's fair. Good points. Those are really good points. But yeah, I think on paper, yeah, that those teams that 2012 team does look better. I think the one that's in the finals now plays a little bit better. But here's the thing that scares me about OKC is that if they're not turning the ball over, and they're not hitting shots, they're very beatable. So
Yeah.
all Indiana has to do is value the basketball, and everyone contribute the way they've been doing. Nemhard, if he can lock down SGA or at least slow him down, that gives them a chance. And I really love too the fact that there are no like outside of SGA, I don't know, there's no superstars in this fight. Like these are like two teams
Would you say
playing each
Pascal
other.
Siakam?
No, I wouldn't say he's a
Nah.
superstar. I wouldn't say Tyrese Halliburton's a superstar yet, and that's because both of those guys, Siakam and Halliburton, have been up and down throughout the entire playoffs. Like they have really good games, and then they kind of disappear. Then they come back and have a good game, then they kind of disappear. Like they're very back and forth. That's why you know it wasn't a foregone conclusion that Halliburton was the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Now, now he could have won, and nobody would have been mad. But looking at Siakam's
He
numbers,
thought he
really the
won.
only thing Siakam had over Halliburton was points per game. But Halliburton blew him out the water in every other, offensive statistical
Well,
category
field goal
and
percentage.
defensively too.
Field goal percentage. Siakam killed them.
Okay, well that's fair. But again, I think because there was no clear cut, it wasn't clear cut that Halliburton should have been the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. That just goes to prove my point. Because if he was a superstar, he shows up every game. He's averaging 25 and 11 assists and 10 rebounds, something like that, or 9 rebounds. He would have easily won that. Siakam is just more of a scorer. Um, he give you like 4 or 5 rebounds a game, maybe like 2 or 3 assists. That's about it. But those two guys, I wouldn't say they're superstar tier players. SGA obviously is a superstar in this series, but outside of him, who else on OKC is a superstar? Not really anybody. Everyone's really good role players. That's about it. But they complement each other very well. And the same thing with Indiana. Just got a bunch of guys that complement each other really well. So I feel like this finals, I don't want to say it's like a college basketball type deal where you're looking at just two teams, battling out. It's not all about one player on each team or like, you got superstar matchups. Like you can make SGA versus Halliburton your matchup, but like I don't think, at least I don't see it, that way. I see two gritty teams.
Yeah.
I see two gritty teams.
I
Who
think
is that? I see two gritty teams that just, small market uh, teams that are looking to do something big here. And honestly, the series I think could go either way. Like I said, if Indiana can value the basketball, not turn it over, because OKC lives and breathes on their defense. Like their defense turns into offense. That's how they beat so many people. If Indiana can control the basketball and not turn it over, and they can hit shots, and Halliburton and Siakam show up every game, they're going to be tough to beat. And I think on the other side, if OKC, if somebody can come along with Shea, like Shea is obviously going to drop, 25, 30 points a game. If he can get a couple guys to, score 15 to 20, I think that will be very, very helpful and they'll be hard to beat. But who's going to be those guys?
Are you worried? Are y'all worried about Tyrese on defense at all?
I
Him,
mean,
him playing defense or somebody guarding him?
Him playing defense.
oh, he's a defensive
No,
liability.
Yeah.
no. I don't think he's a defensive
Hey,
liability.
they
He
say he a
averaged,
liability. That's
he
why they was
averaged like two
switching
or three
Jalen
steals a
Brunson.
game, didn't he?
That's why they was switching. They was trying to get Jalen Brunson and all that on
I
him.
feel like I feel like Tyrese Halliburton causes a lot of havoc defensively. Like he's always, it seems like to me when I'm watching him, he's always getting his hands, on balls and getting deflections and like disrupting stuff and creating turnovers. He might not get credited for it, but like he always seems to be in the right position to force turnovers that lead to fast breaks.
Here's the thing. I think Oklahoma City can win. They have to keep the game low scoring. If this game is fast paced, Indiana's gonna blow them out the water. I think Indiana had what 41? Was it 41 fast break points?
Something
It was
crazy
some
like that.
crazy number. Um, but the New York Knicks, man, y'all have got to get a bench. Tom Thibodeau, you have got to trust your player. They're making millions of dollars. Put them in the game. Brunson wears himself out. Cat, I don't know what Cat is doing. He's just a walking foul machine. He sneeze on you, he gets a foul. Like
Can't stay out of foul trouble to save his life.
can't stay out of foul trouble. And I mean, shout out to Charles Barker. Charles Barker called him out on it. He's like, why you be doing stupid stuff?
Oh yeah, I remember after the game he asked him that.
Mm-hmm.
To his
So,
face.
mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a fair question. Like, you hurt your team when you do things like that, man. Your
Yeah.
presence on the court is needed.
Yeah, and I
It's
mean, Cal
valuable.
won't mad. I mean, I mean, he know he do stupid stuff. And but it's gonna be a good series. I think it's gonna be a good series. I don't think they'll let us down. Um, I was hearing Brian Windhorst saying that the league may change the rules because of how Oklahoma City plays defense. My thing has
Change what
been
rule?
about I don't know. I mean, just try to make because they're so good on defense that so if they win, you know how other teams copy. And then the league will go back to being defensive again. And that's not what they want. But I'm like, look, I don't want to see 63s and them scoring 150 points a night. I get
Right.
offense sells tickets, but I would like to see some defense. I'm not saying let's go back to the late 90s where the score was 65 to 63, but I don't want to see no 150, 160-point games either.
LeBron was saying something. I was watching the podcast today. Do they referee defense different in the playoffs?
Yes.
Yes, they
I
don't.
never
They
noticed
Yes.
that.
swallow their whistle a little bit.
Yeah. Things. A lot of these games, I can say for the most part, have been very, very physical. Like
Mm-hmm.
there are some things that these players have done on the court that would be a foul in the regular season,
Yeah.
but in the playoffs they kind of let it go, and I like it because that's how it should be.
Right. Because Oklahoma City, they
Oh boy,
play
here
very
we go.
physical,
Here we
and I
go.
mean they be hand checking and all
Here
that.
we fucking go.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about, like the hand checks and all that kind of stuff. How it's different in the playoffs. I never knew the rules were different because Braun was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Can give us like more time to ramp up to that instead of just for the playoff."
Well, yeah, I mean I agree. If you're gonna do it in the playoffs, you should call it the regular season too. But I mean,
But that's what he said. He said, "Do you want to have 82 games and then have the players playing that kind of defense all year round?" So he said, like the last 12 games is kind of like you
I
get into
don't
playoff
understand why
mode.
they did it back in the '90s. So why they can't do it now? Because what's gonna happen is they play physical, they're gonna slow down the pace.
You
Um,
can't have slow paced games. They don't sell tickets.
right, well, obviously fast paced games ain't either because the NBA is going down and people are complaining about 3-point shots in high scoring games. Can't have it both ways.
Well, do you think this playoffs? Well, do both of y'all think this playoffs has helped the NBA? I think it's helped with viewership.
I think it's helped. I do. I mean, it's been a lot of blowouts. I don't know how to get that fixed. I mean, I know Aaron Gordon made a suggestion. Um,
It's been blowouts and it's been comeback from blowouts too.
yeah, yeah. So it's just, I think though, but see, like again, because the game, the style of play is so fast. It ain't like back in the day where the game was so slow, where every single point mattered. Um, so you're gonna have blowouts. When you got teams shooting nothing but three, one team is hot, the other team is not. You know, it's just that's just the way it is. But I still think it helped, especially when you got teams who usually are not this deep in the playoffs.
Yeah,
So,
especially Indiana and
mm,
basketball.
yeah.
And who would have thought all OKC needed was Spada to get into the state, and they go to the finals.
Shout out to Spider Man. I hope he go to one game.
Yeah, that would be. It's gonna be live.
Mm. Shoot, he in the city. He just not in the state. He in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, he in the actual city. He there.
Yeah.
So, all right. Miles said Pacers in 7. What about you, Trigger?
Man. I don't know. Um, I'm gonna say
Some
Pacers in 6.
some telling me it's gonna be a sweep. Either way,
Pacers with a sweep.
Pacers or the OKC. I got to. Some just telling me it's gonna be a sweep. And my first gut was telling me the Pacers was gonna win in 4 or 5, but I don't know.
How do you go from the Pacers winning in 4 or 5 to the Thunder winning in 4 or 5? I can understand if it was like I got the Thunder winning the 7, no, the Pacers winning the 7. But
There are
I mean,
I got the Pacers with a sweep or the Pacers winning in 6.
oh, okay. I thought you said you had either or.
I
Okay.
did have either or with a sweep, but
so a lot of
I
people out
lean
there
more
think
towards the
OKC is
Pacers.
gonna sweep this team. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Nah.
I think the Pacers are sweeping more than OKC is sweeping.
Mm.
But I'm gonna go with
I
the
think
Pacers in 6.
If the Pacers steal game 1, the butt's gonna get tight for OKC
Yeah, the
because you
Pacers
can't get.
they've done it what twice already.
Yeah.
First 2 games on the road, two series back to back.
Mm-hmm.
They did it against Boston. Oh, no, sorry, Cleveland, and they did it against the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Won both games.
I think the series will go back and forth. I think they will split in OKC. They
Me
will
too.
split in Indy. OKC will win game 5, Indy will win game 6, and then Indy will win game 7.
7 game series. And that's OKC got home field or does Indy got home field?
No,
OKC.
OKC won 69 games.
Oh, that's true. I thought they
I
did
mean
that at All
68,
Star
I'm sorry.
period. That's
No, they had the
baseball.
best record overall in the league, so they got home court.
Yeah. No, yeah, they don't do that. That's baseball, I think.
Yeah,
What's that?
they do it
Whoever
by
wins the
All
All
Star.
Star game gets home field for the championship. But I think they don't do that no more in baseball either.
I don't think they do because pretty sure the American League won the All Star game last year, and then the Dodgers had home field advantage in the
Mm-hmm.
World Series.
Well, is all right. So another question: whose I guess pecking order got hurt more with this loss? Is it Cat, Ant Man? Was that Knicks Timberwolves trade a good trade, a bad trade? Because remember we talked about that too. Like, what is the fallout of all this?
I think it was good for the Knicks because they advanced, even though they lost Game 7 in the second round last year. Um, I ain't gonna sit there and say I think it was neutral for the trade. I don't think anybody expected Ant Man to win the series. Um,
Well, he
but
got that last year.
yeah, they got there last year, but they lost in 5 games last year too. And they were the favorites. But
Yeah.
the Knicks, they have got to get a bench, and Thibodeau has got to stop wearing his players out. I don't know if Tibbs is the right person for the job.
Do you think? Do you trade somebody like a Josh Hart who I love everything they are, but do I need a little bit more offense from a Josh Hart? Do I need?
I mean, here's the thing. This is what I thought. Okay, he had a bad series. Like I said, styles make the fight. Now you're willing to trade all these players when they had a bad series. So what if they don't play the Pacers next year and he has a good playoff series? Because he did good against Boston and Detroit.
I gotta build this depth. So you gonna build the depth through the draft, or how you gonna build it? You
Uh,
paying people money. OG getting paid. Uh, Jalen about to get paid. I think Cat getting paid.
I thought Cat already got paid.
I think Cat. That's what I'm saying. Cat is paid, but you have to pay Jalen.
Mm, I mean, it is New York, man. I mean, New York would do it. So,
That's true.
you say what? Oh, Lord, y'all. She done got on the blue biker shorts now.
All right.
Like you too. I ain't going nowhere, America.
All right, Bernie Mac.
I love you.
Shout out Bernie Mac. R.I.P. I was watching
Mhm.
him in Transformers today.
Okay.
Well, fellas, anything
What
else
you
y'all
say? You
want to
got
touch
2 minutes?
Hmm.
on?
What she said? You got 2 minutes?
No, I wear the pants in this relationship. She said I got a minute and a half.
I'm trying to get you out them pants. I'm trying to do.
Well,
Nah, she was
fellas,
saying check something.
y'all got anything else y'all want to touch on? I don't think I have
Yeah,
anything.
man, I got something I want to touch on. So
Oh,
school let out Friday. I'll be doggone Friday and Saturday. I done seen these kids, so I'm gonna stay in the house all summer. They
you
didn't
seen
ruin
I'm
my
still.
they didn't ruin my summer already.
you seen your kids?
Me and my students, yeah. Saw them at Chick-fil-A and saw them in the movie theater.
Golly, they own you,
Yeah, like they got a tracking device in their phone on me or something.
and they spoke to you.
Yeah, they spoke,
I bet
and
you.
they don't listen, man. I told them on here, and I told them in school. I said, if you see me, do not acknowledge me. Pretend
If
you
you
don't
see
know
me
me.
in the streets, remember you don't
Yeah,
know me.
but that's it.
Y'all ain't gonna believe this shit. The only Yankees player to not have a hit tonight.
Aaron Judge.
And
Yeah,
how many RBIs he got? I know he got 21 home runs.
I think 50 something maybe.
Okay, so at least teams are getting on base when he hitting home runs. Yeah, I ain't got nothing.
I don't got much.
Oh boy, I do
Football,
not like
football's
this.
like a law period. So,
Hmm.
we do got some. Let's talk. What y'all got to get y'all thoughts on Ron Killings. Um,
Oh,
That broke my heart. Maybe that's why they gave him that match against John Cena. That was like his farewell match, because he's been what WWE for what 20 some years.
yeah,
So that's
2008. I think I was reading when he came back. He
yeah, he
started in
was
like
there.
96.
That was his second stint. He was there
yeah,
originally from '99 to
99,
2001,
2001.
yeah,
and then came back in '08 after a run with
yeah,
TNA. And
yeah. So I think they gave him a championship match for his little farewell. So I mean, I guess WWE did that. That was noble for them. It's a business. Um, yeah.
so, interestingly enough, I read that this came as a surprise to a lot of people.
Mm,
This wasn't like something that was in the works to happen. Like he thought he was going to be there, and then he wasn't.
mm,
So apparently, his contract was coming up, and the company decided not to renew it. And there were a lot of people backstage who, again, it came as a shock to them, and a lot of them were very upset and frustrated, including R Truth himself, from what I read. Um, obviously he was very graceful about it. I think he put
he
a
did.
post on X, thanking all the fans and all that stuff, and saying how just the business side of things kind of took over, I guess, and there was really no reason. That people said backstage that he didn't do anything bad or do anything that warranted him getting released. It just kind of happened. It just like let your contract expire. We're not bringing you back. Like
Mm,
no one there. There was like no reason, and I don't honestly feel bad for him because like I know how it feels to be dropped by the wayside for nothing. It's like, well, I wish I would have done something so that way at least I knew I did something for you to act or treat me the way that you treated me. Because when I do everything I'm supposed to do as a worker, as an employee, as a performer, entertainer, all those things, a wrestler, and then for no reason you just decide, no, we're not gonna bring you back. You know, like that doesn't really that don't do nothing for me. Like as a human, I'm struggling with that because I'm like, well, why did they not want to bring me back if I didn't do anything wrong to get
mhm.
released? Is my thought. So I'm pretty sure he was thinking about that and had those same questions. But yeah, it's like everyone was saying online. It's if it's a business, a business is a business. I think Miles just said it. So it, you know, it's that's tough because I know he wasn't like in the main event scene and like winning big time championships or was involved in and big storylines, but his character was necessary for what they had going on because it brought comedic relief to a lot of all these stories and situations that were happening. He was the perfect guy to in that role. So yeah, it boggles my mind as to why they decided to part ways with him um, suddenly for seemingly no reason. I don't know.
I mean, it's probably a reason. Probably it's a numbers game. There's probably someone because he's what 54,
53.
53. So there's probably someone they want to bring up to the roster that's younger, probably 30 years younger. You know, it's something. I like to
Yeah, I
say
mean
Mr.
they gonna bring up who they want to bring up regardless of who's
Yeah.
there. It's not like they have to move people out to bring other people in because
Oh.
everyone's still getting paid regardless whether they NXT or the main roster. Like they're still getting paid. So it's not
Okay.
like they got to clear like sports. So they got to clear salary cap space in order to bring somebody else up.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, it's a mystery. I'm sure over time something will come out as to why. But for right now, everything's kind of fresh. People are still kind of speculating, but from what I read and the sources that I went to, there was no like cold cut reason as to why he's no longer there.
Mm. How you think Triple H is doing so far as I guess what this the chairman or whatever taking over
The
Vince?
guy in charge, I guess you
Yeah.
could say.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I think Triple H has done a phenomenal job. I know a lot of people are giving him grief because wrestling fans are going to be wrestling fans. They're never happy. They're never excited about anything. They complain and criticize everything because everybody wants 10,000 different things, and it's hard to satisfy all these different needs. So I guess given those circumstances, and they know that's out there. They do a pretty good job with what they have. I know a lot of stuff, as hard as it might be for people to believe, um, is out of his control with the way some things happen. Injuries, certain people being there that aren't there or don't show up. Um, but yeah, I think for what they've done, the whole Netflix thing I don't like because it forces people to have to buy a subscription and all that. Just leave the damn thing on TV like you've been doing. Just cut down from 3 hours to 2 hours. Like we did it all the time back in the day.
Yeah.
And I get you got more superstars now. You're trying to give everybody some screen time, but that gives you a chance to kind of be creative. Let's see what you got. It's a challenge. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me.
And yeah, and I
But
agree.
anywho, yeah,
I
go
agree.
ahead.
Like going back to 2 hours, it will leave the fans on a cliffhanger because now they will have to like, man, I can't wait till Monday Night Raw because this, that, and the third happened. Or I don't know, do they still do some people on Raw, some people on SmackDown? Or are they all on one?
Yeah, yeah, they have them split up, but you have certain superstars that are the bigger superstars will make appearances on both shows.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, everyone pretty much for the most part is confined to one show or the other.
Okay. Yeah, 3 hours is too long. It's too long.
Yeah, SmackDown been 2 hours for years,
Mm-hmm.
and they still are, and they still do it every Friday night, and they can do their show and like they bring out whoever they need to bring out and give everybody the screen time that they need, and it's fine. I don't understand why Monday Night Raw can't do the same thing, or maybe we get a third show, which I think they do have, and they do Saturday Night Main Event again now. So
Mm-hmm.
um, I don't know if that like costs them more money as far as like, well, it probably does in production and all the other stuff, but you're giving other people who normally don't get time on television in front of a national audience. Um, So like back in the day, we used to have Sunday Night Heat. We had
Mm-hmm.
Monday Night Raw, Thursday Night SmackDown, Sunday Night Heat. Um, those were the days. So it's nice to kind of see that again. But yeah,
Maybe they used to
but
have
yeah, I
Saturday.
think yeah. Go
Remember they used
ahead.
to have Saturday Night Velocity. It just
Yep,
come on
I
like
remember
11
that.
o'clock.
Yep, remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, But yeah, I think Triple H is doing a good job given the circumstances. Like he's got a lot of people he's got to manage, a lot of storylines. Like and the thing about wrestling fans is if you go back, about 10 years ago, people were complaining about the product then. Those same people are saying, "Man, I remember back 10 years ago, right now, that was good." Like they like this stuff. Most of the time, they just be front, man. There's so many times that we'll be living in the era like right now, what they're complaining about. 10 years from now, they'll look back at 2025 and be like, "Man, those were the days." Like John Cena turned heel. That was such a great run. Cause they're calling it trash right now, but in 10 years, it'll be, "Oh, that was a great run." That's how they do. That's how they do. That is wrestling fans for you right there in a nutshell. They complain and criticize everything that's going on now, and then 5, 10 years later from now, they'll look back on this very time period and be like, "Why can't we go back to doing something like that? You were just complaining about it 10 years prior, won't you not?" They were complaining about, the invasion storyline back in 2001. And in 2015, they were talking about how great it was. And then they complained about the 2015 product. And now here we are 10 years later, and they're looking back like, "Man, 2015 was great. We need to go back to doing stuff like that." One thing, though, one criticism that I have about WWE that is driving me crazy, well, really two things. They kind of go hand in hand with each other. But the two things that are driving me nuts about this company right now, theme songs. What are these theme songs? These theme songs are trash. It's literally like the song comes on, and I got to stop what I'm doing and look to see who's coming out. I don't know who's coming out anymore. Now, there's a couple guys who have themes that when they hit, you know who they are. But everybody else, I'm still like, I've been watching long enough. I can't get used to the song. Like I can't even hear the song. I just hear a bunch of beats and voices. I just hear, I don't, there's no, like nothing. Like it's just, there's no pop, no mystique. Like it's just, well, I guess it is mystique because I don't know. But like, I can't, if you would have asked me to hum, certain wrestlers' theme songs right now, I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't know what they sound like. I can't hear them. I don't know what the lyrics are saying. Like everything just so, it just sounds like a bunch of noise. Like I hate the themes and where we are. And they got rid of their best composer in Jim Johnston, who made all those legendary themes over the course of his WWE career. Probably one of the worst things they have ever done was get rid of that man.
Bring him back.
He was absolutely, like, his themes told a story. Like every wrestler that came out to a theme that was made by him, it matched. Like, it was no questions. When you heard that theme song hit, you knew exactly who it was that was coming out. Every single time. You had no questions about it. And then the second thing I'm mad about, please, WWE, whoever, if y'all ever see this, can y'all please bring back entrance videos?
I didn't know they got rid of that.
Yes. Like, guys come out now and they just have their name on the screen. There's no video package. Again, that's part of telling the story for the wrestler and selling the wrestler. Like, the video package is supposed to give the fans a look into this character that's coming to the ring right now. The theme song and the video package, they go together. Like, it sucks, man. I think that's why it's so hard for some people to watch now, because, like, they just, that little element right there, like those little details right there matter. They matter. Like, entrance videos and theme songs that actually fit these characters matter. And they build that character. They make you more interested in the character. It goes along with who they are. Like, right now, I think the person who has the best entrance in the game is Aleister Black. Oh my gosh. If y'all got a chance, go to YouTube and look up any of his entrances from any of the past shows here recently. Just please. Like, that is what we need more of that. He has a great theme song that, You hear it, you know it's him. It sums up who he is as this kind of dark figure. You know, the way he comes to the ring, like he has a special entrance. Like it is him. Go look up Karrion Kross's entrance. Another guy. That's a great entrance. Um, I like Rhea Ripley's entrance and her theme music. Like those people, they that's what we need everybody to have. Everybody needs to have. Now all they're missing is an entrance video. I just need entrance videos. But the theme songs are great. The entrances are great. Like those things matter. The details like that matter. I'm more invested now. You got my attention now. But hearing a bunch of noise and just seeing a name on the screen and watching them walk through the ring, it's just like it makes me want to turn the channel. Honestly, it truly does. But WWE, if you are watching, we need better theme music. Go back and hire Jim Johnston. Bring him back. We need entrance videos back.
Shoot,
Bring them back.
If
Make these entrances great again. Please.
If I'm Jim Johnson, I'm asking for the bank because I know you need me.
Because I see these fans on YouTube all the time complaining about entrance music and entrance video. That's like the one constant I've seen on every wrestling video that I've watched here recently. So I know they have to see it. They have to feel that. Like this is not like when they cut back on that pyro years ago because they were doing budget cuts, so they stopped using pyro for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Now they using pyro again. I can imagine making some video that you can use over and over and over again. You ain't gotta keep you gotta keep buying pyro. You gotta keep buying explosives and stuff to set off in the arenas for these entrances. And people got unnecessary pyro. Like Cody Rhodes come out to the ring and this pyro going off the whole time. He's making his entrance. I can't even hear his theme song because stuff's just exploding the whole time. And I know that they paying for that. They're not just reusing pyro, but you can shoot an entrance video once and use that for the next 4 years. You can create these entrances that don't last, don't cost anything. You don't need no props or nothing. And theme music can last forever. John Cena had his theme song for what, 20 years now? Same theme song. Shawn Michaels, same theme song. And a bunch of other guys. Randy Orton had the Voices theme song for about 15 years now. So all those things you can make once and they can last forever.
Forever.
But yes, bring back entrance videos, bring back good music. Go back and get Jim Johnston. Stop playing with me. Make wrestling great again. Make wrestling interesting again. Sometimes I tune in just to watch the entrances. I ain't care about the match. I like the way they come to the ring. I like the song. I like to, listen to the music. Watch the little entrance videos. I still get on YouTube now and I go back and look at videos of people, from back then. I'm looking at entrance videos. Type of entrance videos. Just looking at videos on YouTube all day long, listening to theme songs that were great and still are great.
YouTube.
Yeah, shout out YouTube. And another thing that's unrelated, I need somebody, the next presidential candidate I'm voting for, if they put something in their policy about making YouTube great again, where I can go click on a video and I have to sit through 12 ads for a minute-long video, my vote.
That's called getting premium, brother. I ain't watched the ad and I don't know when on YouTube.
I just remember a time when you get on YouTube, click on the video, you can watch the whole video, no interruptions. Now you click on a 60-second video and you got to sit through 12 ads.
That's how I get my $14 per minute on my video.
It's like
they need to cut me a check for having to sit there and do that too.
It's like that with Tubi, man.
I need to be compensated.
You watch a Tubi movie, man. They got ad commercials every 20 minutes, and it's like 6 ads. Like Greg Day.
It's taking me 20 minutes to watch a 1-minute video.
First world problems. Well, all right,
that's
fellas.
what I need.
What's y'all final thoughts for this evening?
Make wrestling great again. I need them interest videos. I need some theme songs that mean something.
Kids, if you see me out in the streets, you do not know me. Leave me alone. 8th grade. Y'all going to high school next year. You ain't no need to talk to me. I did my job. Leave me alone.
Make
You do know
wrestling great again.
Carolina Panthers 10 wins.
Over
Pacers
the next
and
3
Saints.
seasons.
Hey, don't hate, Trigger. Don't hate. He is that man. He is that teacher. Talk to him.
He is him.
Lady Ray, don't get these kids beat up, please. Please don't get these kids beat up. These kids will not get a good reaction from Mr. Mouse.
Yo,
If they
these
see
are
him in the
made you as a
streets.
machine.
But all right.
All right.
I'm be wise.
I'm out.
And I am not mad anymore. But we need to make wrestling great again. Bring back entrance videos. Bring back good theme music.
Bring back the good theme music and interest videos.
Make wrestling great again.
Make it great.
We need entrance videos. We need music. Hell,
And
I'll make both of them myself.
and we need some of the other things we had back in those eras. But I'm be wise.
I'm Trigger.
Miles.
We out. Campaign for it, Trigger.
Start
Start
to
a
go
GoFundMe.
for me. Make wrestling great again, man.
Make it great.
Leave the door